Hey everybody, Mr. B here, and welcome to the Loft. Y'all remember that strawberry cake from the 60s and 70s? Well, we're bringing it back. This is another Southern retro classic. Let's go. All right, kids, let me show you what you're going to need for your strawberry cake. You're going to start by using 1 box of white cake mix. And generally, we're going to follow the back instructions and add a few things to it. I've got the recipe down in the description of what I am doing today. You will also need 1 3-ounce box of strawberry jello. You are going to need 4 eggs. I'm letting come up at room temperature. You need a little vegetable oil. Instead of the water that it's calling for on the cake mix, I'm going to add some buttermilk to it simply because I've got it on hand from when we did the buttermilk pie. And we're going to add some frozen strawberries with the sugar added here, which I'm going to need to strain. I'm trying to get them thawed because I did not think far enough ahead. And for the icing, you're going to need some powdered sugar and an entire stick of butter here that I'm bringing up to room temperature. So let's get going. All right, kids, a little point of note here. I'm doing cupcakes today. Why, you may ask? Well, that's a very good question with a very simple answer. It's called portion control, people. If I make an entire cake, I've got no way to transport that out of here, which means I will eat an entire strawberry cake over the course of the next however many days it takes me to eat an entire strawberry cake. Thought about doing it in a sheet pan, which is also perfectly fine to do, but again, it's that old transport type situation. So I'm doing cupcakes. I'm going to keep maybe 3 and allow myself to have that, you know, because I do deserve it. I just don't deserve an entire damn strawberry cake. And the rest will be getting out of here and going to their forever homes. So that's what we're doing here today. So let's talk about these strawberries for just a minute. Yeah, you could do fresh. Fresh would be great. If you were going to do fresh, you're going to want to chop them down, let them macerate in with some sugar. And then you're going to want to strain those off. So I have done these in kind of 2 sort of 30-second zaps. We've got them where we want. Let's just get as much moisture off of this as we need to, as we can actually, because you don't want it to get too runny on you, if I'm being honest. All right, we'll set these here, let that continue to go. We'll start mixing up our cake. So let's get started, shall we? First thing we're gonna do, I guess, is crack some eggs. Earl. Half a cup of buttermilk or water. And now we'll move over to our dry ingredients. In goes our friend, the Jello pack. I don't guess it gets much more 70s than that. What a fun color we're gonna have there. Maybe about half of my strawberries because I want the other half for the icing, what I'm trying to say, say what you mean. And our cake mix. Get it absolutely everywhere. And per usual, we're gonna beat the shit out of it. let's scrape down, make sure everything's incorporated. That looks pretty good. I'd heard a hack that if you put your wet ingredients in first, then your dry, that you don't have to scrape it down. And I would say, I would give that about an 8 out of a 10. Right. Let's start spooning out cupcakes, shall we? Using my trusty scoop, we're just going to, probably about a scoop per. Let's start with that. All right, kids, so these are ready to go into the oven. I also, for whatever weird reason, I actually had enough to kind of do this sort of orphan thing here. I doubt it's going to be much of anything, but you know, I didn't want to throw it in, throw it away. So 350, in we go. I might check to rotate along the way, but all in all, it's probably going to need about, probably 19 minutes or so. We'll do a toothpick test then. Right, guys, scratch that on the timer. I'm actually going to set it for about 14 minutes. We're going to start checking it then because I'm using a bake convection. So we're circulating and we're circulating, and I want to make sure I've got an even cook. If it needs to go longer, we go longer. All right, so I want to check these, see where we're at. Oh, we are displaying a color not found in nature, and I love it. These are very wet. I'm going to take the opportunity to rotate out. So we're going to put those there. Let's move these, I guess, carefully up here. It's not going to take them much longer, maybe 5 more minutes tops. There we go. Okay, kids, we have hit it. Let me see what we've got. Fog my glasses. I would argue these are perfectly cooked. Oh yeah. It's got a great sponge. And can't forget about my little orphan. Here he goes. Now, we are going to let these cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to turn them out onto some cooling racks. They're going to need to cool all the way down. While they're doing that, I've got to walk a dog, and we will move on to making the icing. All right, now I'm going to flip these out, and the way I do it is I just kind of do it, right? And then place them on our rack. These feel so nice and fluff. And you know what? To be honest with you, with a cake like this, got that Jell-O in it, if it's not all the way done, it just means it's gonna be ooey gooey. I don't even need those. Here we are. Let's see how perfect. All right. So we're going to start making the icing while my stuff is cooling down. So we're going to start with, the recipe calls for about a stick of butter and about 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. But because I had that sort of, sidekick kind of cake thing happening, I'm going to make just a little bit extra. Okay, so let's start with about 1 3/4 stick of some room temperature butter. Right. Have this on the ready. And we're just going to beat the shit out of it and get this sort of creamed up here, okay? kids, there you have it. That 70s strawberry cake, or in our case, cupcakes. Super easy. This is one you could do with the kids for sure. Let's give it a taste, see how it did. I have not had this in years, decades probably. You definitely don't see them around as much as you used to. But here we go. Oh, hell yeah, y'all. That's insane. All right, kids, there you have it. Strawberry cake from the 60s and 70s. Click subscribe, come along for the ride. I've got some more retro classics coming at you. See you later. Oh, God, that's insane.